all enjoying it. A little bit more than Marcel down there.
For the Christmas holidays, we came back to Langson for the best riding in Vietnam, maybe the best off-roading in Asia, honestly, maybe even the world. So I get changed, freezing my tits off, and we go to the trails. Our plan was to do a trail we've done a couple of times. The first time I got stuck in the dark, the second time it wasn't so difficult. But the plans quickly changed as we got further into the trail. Now, if you don't like steep, gnarly downhills, like my friend John, then Langson probably isn't for you. So we've arrived at the first obvious viewpoint, and you're probably starting to realise why Langson is our favourite place to go riding. But the views is just one part of it. Where we decided to change our plans, and Hui suggested that we try and explore a new area that he's never been to before. And we quickly found out why he's never been to it before, because it's insanely difficult. I think this trail is just used for grazing buffalo. I don't think any humans or any bikers have been here before. We're the first, and we quickly found out why.
Oh no, I've got to ride it. Yes, that's the chicken line, but it still doesn't look that chicken. Pretty!
I was thinking we were going to be bushwhacking the whole time, but then we got to this awesome part where it was like a downhill mountain bike trail. Smooth corners, flowy trails, until you get to the bit where there's cliff edges and you nearly fall off. And then we get to this off-camber rocky ledge where there's a huge drop on your left, which we were all pretty scared about, but we rode across and survived.
You dropped the money.
Oh man!
Here there was a bit of an embarrassing moment for me. I thought
Shuzu
was trying to pay me to ride his bike, but it turned out I just dropped some money on the trail and he was returning the money, so thank you. And here the trail widened out, which allowed for some overtaking. Had to make a move on Marcel. And on Pete. Only to get stuck behind Hui and him tell me that he's going to turn around. You played yourself.
Maybe that teaches me not to be impatient.
I decided to try the more difficult line again because I thought it was possible. And I mean, it was possible, but it required a lot of energy and I was extremely tired by the time I got to the top. here we're fighting with rocks, trees, and pine needles. And as you see, it didn't work out so well for me. I got stuck on a rock, my leg was stuck under my bike, and we ended up upside down the hill. Pete and Hui got up relatively easy, and me, Marcel and Chuzu were left struggling with the pine needles and wheel spinning and crashing. I nearly made it up, but fell off the back of my bike. I promised Marcel that I would include the video of him overtaking me, so there you go, Marcel. And as I got to the top, me and the bike were both overheating. And I suffered, but at least we got a nice view at the top to have a little water break.
That was painful. So if we just told us we need to eat because this little bit's about to be really difficult. Good luck, guys.
So Hui told us this was going to be really difficult, so we better eat.
I just got hit in the balls.
And if Hui says something's going to be difficult, that means it's going to be nearly impossible, because he says just about everything is easy. And Marcel found a completely new line.
Marcel?
I think it just was is the beginning, right?
Yeah.
It's continuing. It's a little bit harder, right?
Whatever you want to tell yourself. You know, how you want to set your expectations. I don't know.
I mean,
It wasn't too bad. It looked worse than it was.
Joy, how was that? Good?
Not good? Does it look like we can ride up the next hill? What about just side hill on that wall? Turns out there is a trail, but doesn't look the easiest.
So at this point, we still have no idea whether we're going to be able to cut through and get back onto the patchy trail, or if we're going to have to turn back and try and make it back up the hill. So every time it gets a little bit more difficult, we get a little bit more worried.
Oh. That wasn't a good line.
Now, I'm not sure if you can tell by the video, but this hill is extremely steep and extremely rocky, and we really struggled, but we had to push and fight and try and make it to the top so we didn't get stuck in the valley. And here we are, quite literally stuck between a rock and a hard place.
They named that Big Ben after you.
Exactly.
I think Marcel showed us all up through the rocky section, and after all the pain and all the suffering, we get to this beautiful viewpoint. I pop a wheelie, and I guess it's all worth it in the end.
How much of a gap are you willing to give me
What, are we doing a race?
for a race?
How much do you need?
Well, you can't see me after this hill.
So once again, Pete and I are in a race. I've given him a bit of a head start as it's just an easy fast section which plays to my strengths. And I'm trying as hard as I can to catch up with him as he disappears in the distance. And Pete hits neutral right at the end, which allows Marcel to squeeze by. Might be the first time Marcel's ever beat Pete in a race. After we go up the last mountain ridge, we're hoping that we're going
This
to
might be a dead end.
better go down the other side and it's going to connect to the other mountain. But as we get to the top, it looks like somewhat of a dead end. So we decide to turn around and head back the way we came and down the edge to exit the trail. As we head down and we start to exit the trail, it looks like tiredness starts to hit a couple of us.
Well, the trail doesn't look any better down here. Can we call my mummy yet?
The last hill before Freedom was not the easiest. We had to deal with rocks, tight corners, bushes, and not really seeing where we were going. We were kind of on a cliff edge, so extremely difficult, but we made it in the end. He asked me if it was easy, and I said definitely not.
What happened, Master?
I hit the rock with the foot back. Lost balance. Luckily I didn't fall down to the right.
that rock.
Yeah. So I lost balance and I start going with the bike.
As we entered the last trail that led to the road, Hui motioned to me to turn on my GoPro, and I quickly realised why, as I saw the winding trails and the beautiful mountain top. It made sense. And like every day in Vietnam, you have to squeeze past a Honda Wave, trying not to fall off the side. So we stopped for a quick drink before we headed back to the hotel. And after a quick shower, we went for traditional Vietnamese food while Hui showed us some videos of the riding. Quick snack stop for bed, and we got our well-deserved rest.
Welcome to the Learn Enduro with the Peter and Ben. The best you will get for your money.